Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am Deepak Singhal, the moderator of this webinar. We are delighted to welcome you all to this webinar, which is being organized by the Continuing Professional Education Committee of the ICI. Please block your calendar for the CP committee webinars. It is my pleasure to be a moderator of the 87th webinar on the professional opportunity for CAs in UK and UAE. In a short while, we will start this webinar. First, I would like to apprise you about the CPE committee. In today's ever-changing professional scenario worldwide, the biggest challenge the professional is facing how to stay on the top of their game while adapting to new requirements and norms. Therefore, it is imperative to aim to be up to date, to offer unique guidance, influence others with their innovative approaches and expertises. It is also vital to stretch old ideas beyond traditional boundaries to create new perspectives. In this context, continuing professional education facilitates professionals to maintain, improve, and broaden their knowledge, skill, and expertise required to achieve their professional goals through webinars and seminars. This program for the evening is as follows. We have two sessions for 1 hour each, and the topics are first topic is opportunities for CAs in UK, and the second topic will be our opportunities for CAs in UAE. Our eminent speaker will talk about the above mentioned emerging areas of professional interest. We do not have all today chairman and vice chairman of the CP committee. So I would like to give introduction of first speaker, CA Meenal Sambre. First, she has more than 20 years of experience with a master's in commerce, combining technical expertise with strategic financial leadership, underwriting over £1 billion in debt across acquisition finance, syndications, property finance, and SMEs findings. She is deeply committed to mentoring and empowering women in financial inclusion, leadership, and entrepreneurship. She has also been honored with the Cham- Diversity Champion Gold Award 2023 by the London Chamber of Commerce and recognized as an iconic woman of the year in 2023 by the Women Economic Forum London. So I would like to invite our first speaker of the day, CA Meenal Sambre.
This is just for the participants to know that the first speaker, Miss CA Meenal Samre, would be joining us soon, as she is busy with some another call, important call right now. So she'll join us in another 10 minutes.
Okay, sir. We are waiting for the speakers.
Are we starting the webinar?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello Deepak ji, how are you?
Yes, ma'am. Sapre, ma'am.
Good, good.
Fine, fine, ma'am. Fine. How are you?
All good, all good. क्या
ठीक है.
हाल अच्छा
बस बढ़िया है. We all are waiting for you, madam. I will introduce yourself, and now you have to start the seminar.
Sir, it was the head of the department CP committee, not Meenal ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay.
जी.
Okay, we are waiting for the ma'am, speaker ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Actually, there got an issue, technical issue with respect to Meena ma'am. So she's joining shortly within 3 to 4 minutes. I just had a word with her. Since she's in London, she's joining. And sorry for the inconvenience, please.
Hello.
Hello, Sambri ma'am.
Yes, hello. Good morning. Good
Hello.
afternoon for you. How are you?
Welcome,
I'm
ma'am.
fine,
Welcome.
ma'am.
Hmm.
So, we are right now live. So, I think
Okay.
Meenal ma'am, you should continue, please.
Yes.
Continue,
Okay. Right.
Deepak ji. Just welcome, ma'am, for the same.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Hello,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
We welcome
Hi.
to the seminar.
Okay. So this is
Uh,
my first. I'm the first one, right? I'm the
yeah,
first
yeah,
one here.
yeah.
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 Okay. Okay. Thank you for having me here. My name
Uh,
is Meenal Sambre, and I live like obviously I'm a chartered accountant from India. Have been based in Mumbai before coming to UK. And been in UK for 20 years. I was a banker, investment banker. From last 5 years, I am set up my own debt and equity advisory practice. We advise family offices for raising debt and equity for their projects. And majorly, the projects I'm currently handling are majorly based in UK. But there is some element of India raising funds for Indian entities. We have besides like working for these family offices, I also have I'm setting up my own family offices where we invest in different kind of businesses and different kind of businesses and part businesses as investing in real estate. All UK at the moment, no exposure to India, even though India is growing so fast. So there has been little bit confusion about timings and content. So apologies, I may go off the track few times. I'll share my screen and then I can start. Um, uh, share.
uh, really sorry to interrupt, ma'am. Our chairman sir is here, so I'll just ask
Deepak,
Deepak sir
Deepak,
to
let
kindly.
madam continue. I will speak later.
Okay,
Okay,
no,
okay,
I
Sorry,
think
madam. Please
okay.
continue. Please continue, ma'am.
Apolo apologies.
No, no.
I
Please continue, ma'am. Minal
No,
ma'am, please
no,
Okay,
no.
continue.
okay,
ठीक है
okay, okay.
सब.
Thank you,
Okay.
thank you. So we have a presentation ready, and because of the time constraint, I was not able to get a new presentation. But the content is quite a bit of new. So it was done from the dual perspective. It was myself and another colleague from Sumit Bhatia. Just one more thing to add on myself. So I run this practice, plus I have got my own family office. And then also, I'm part of the management committee of the institute, the UK chapter of ICAI. So we have been active there. We are around 450 members, active members on the WhatsApp. Because besides it is expected to be around 5,000 chartered accountants in the UK. We are trying to collaborate them, bring them together, and the community. The major purpose is to do knowledge sharing as well as as well as community support. So today I am covering the opportunities in UK. Why UK? I think and again you will see a couple of different names on the presentation because it was done from the point of view of two of us, and Sumit couldn't dial in. So why UK? I think if we were talking about 12 months back, you could say there was a question to ask why UK, but given the GDPR growth of 6 to 7% in India market, and a lot of capital coming into India, and besides there was like equity market was booming and all. So there is a little bit stagnancy in equity market. There is I think that today if I had to just say why you today why like I have seen I work with businesses day in and day out. So I have seen so many investors now coming to UK. These are Chinese investors, these are Middle Eastern investors, and these are Indian investors as well. There is good input from Africa as well. The reason is the currency stability, and I think this is very visible as of today date. How we see Indian rupees pegged against US dollar or sterling pound. So this is one of the reason you would want to come to UK. The other thing you would want to come to UK is the experience. Some of the sectors like manufacturing and industrial sectors are even in finance. If you have interest in finance, they are as advanced in the kind of exposure, kind of technology, kind of work experience you have here. You you're unlikely to see that in India. And even if in India, like everywhere in India, it can be at some part of Mumbai and metro cities, you still see those kind of technical progress and those kind of handling these kind of large clients for the our policy debates from the point of view of learning for your learning come for the newly fresh CAs or CAs who are looking to learn early in their career to grow. And this is me. I have briefed about myself already. So yeah, this is me. And now UK. So again, we are a political and economic stability in UK, and the regulatory framework, legal framework is so strong that people like to. So I do run past in my daily life a number of international cross-border contracts, local contracts. The kind of laws and legal binding is created in UK is not evolved in emerging market yet. So if you're one of your client is trying to get into supplier arrangement or customer arrangement for the supply of their goods or to supply goods to their customers, the laws which are which are put together are very strong, very fair, and they come to the point. So this is what you want to do. And then we will talk about and then so many companies come to UK. So we are talking about UK coming to UK from two perspectives: for the industries, or second is from the individual. So I'm just picking up on the industries for the moment now. So industries, I think there is transparency, legal, very good legal structure, regulatory framework, less corruption. I wouldn't say that there is no corruption, but less corruption. And because of the currency stability, you have a return. So if you say today, see today 7-8% return, and if you convert into with the currency stability, it is actually 9 to 10% return. So and people come to Europe and UK to find a gateway to North America. So a lot of industries land into Europe. A financial services company land into UK for providing services which for providing services which is where they are secured by strong laws. And then industries come across the Europe for the benefit of finding a gateway to North America. So a lot of product are manufactured in Southeast Asia and, for example, in India as well. But they have to have their, assembling point or a gateway in Europe where they get certified with regards to quality before they get to European standards are somewhat more at parity with the requirements of American standards. So there are a lot of companies, Indian companies in Europe. And then we talk about individuals. Individuals comes to get a good exposure with the top-notch companies, be it corporates, be it risk and compliance, be it financial services, or the biggest taker for the I think biggest taker for our Indian CAs in UK are the top four consultancies and the FMCG market and financial services and technology as well. So these are the five biggest sectors. And so this slide is done for the people who are looking to move to UK from the job perspective. So there are roles for auditors, internal auditors, tax consultant. These are the most like highly sought after jobs. ERP, which is tech, and then investment banking, finance, tax consultant. Then visa, I will leave it because that was not that's not my area. I got my visa done like 15 years back. So I got my British passport done like 15 years back. And so I'm not most updated with the visa rules. My colleague Sumit was supposed to present on it, but I because this PPT will be circulated after the meeting. So we can circulate that, and if you feel free to pass any questions, which we can answer. Then people look upon the ICAEW qualification, so the further education. People look upon to do ICAEW qualification. So ICAEW is like equivalent of ICAI in UK, which is Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. And there is a memorandum of understanding signed between ICAI and ICAEW, so that after doing a pathway course, which can take up to 6 to 8, 12 months, and you have to do one project, and the cost is around roughly 2 to 3,000 pound. And if you pass that through those submissions, then you become an ICAEW member. But before jumping into this, I do believe if you're looking, like, it is beneficial to be part of that alumni of ICAEW. It is recognized well. It increases your prospects of a job in UK. It also gives you uh, it also gives you, better rights to do lot of work in UK if you are into practice. Only thing which you can't do is the audit. So there is an ongoing discussion between ICAW and ICAI that our CAs, they are very smart and very capable, and which is a fact proven that 5 or 7 or probably 20 of world's top companies have CAs sitting at their CEO -1 or 2 level. So, but they have their own limitations. So this is an ongoing condition. So when you do ICAW, there is a pathway, you get the membership, but you don't get the audit rights. There's a different route to get the audit rights, but it is time consuming, more time consuming, and less straightforward. And we have ICI UK chapter where I am serving on the board, and we do events, we do community event, cultural event, we do educational events as well. So uh, we haven't done much of the webinar recently, but if there is a webinar, we will open up that for our other overseas chapters, overseas members as well. Uh, uh, so there is opportunities for CS. So yeah, for the investment opportunities, there is a lot of fund flow, and you'll be surprised the kind of negative limelight which UK has got recently because of little bit of political drama and some turbulence in the economic market and inflation. But because I do deal with so many things all the time, I do know there is lot of funds coming to UK. People are actively, so the key point, the bottom line is dynamics of the landscape is changing. Landscape is changing, but there are industrialists, there are companies who have found their foot in the newly evolving environment. They want to get the first mover advantage, and they are getting into evolving into lot of areas. And this slide I have covered from the sector overview point of view. And I've covered it for not from a corporate point of view, from an established corporate point of view, but I've covered it for an SME business point of view. If you are an SME business in UK, which is not which is different from micro businesses. So SME means you have established base in India and you are looking to reduce your exposure. You're looking to more balanced exposure across the globe. Given the current tariff situation and little bit uncertainty attached with uh, America, people are finding heaven in UK, and a lot of Americans are moving from it's these are not Indian American, these are American Americans. Lot of American money is coming to UK, and if we are talking about industrialists, they are investing in renewables. There is a big time investments coming in renewables. It can be solar energy, it can be wind energy, it can be any other kind of energy. There is a lot of investment coming in healthcare. So, for from the healthcare point of view, in UK, we don't have a evolved private medical system. So there are industries like healthcare, like likes of Cleveland in America. They are settling themselves they are coming making their foot to UK market. So just a little bit away from the subject. So the UK doesn't have a private medical system like India. We go to a doctor, we pay him and get treated. We go to a hospital, we pay them and we get treated. Here we are run by a nationalized health system, and abbreviated as NHS. So NHS is fully funded by the government, and then as a person, I have access to blood tests, all kind of scan, all kind of consulting through that system, and it is ideally within a mile from where you live. So the network is so massive that everything is within a mile, or for the consulting and general routine checkup point of view. And for the hospital point of view, I think for the submission admission point of view, not more than 2 miles. So this is such a good network, but the system has been, has run through its own what you call it, government issues. It's now facing a lot of cost issue, funding issues, and there is a waiting list on NHS. So there is lot of there are the system has obviously system was made after World War II to help to support the people from the health point of view, and it didn't expect that the UK population will be 4 or 5 times since 1945. So the system is not made to cope up with so much demand of increasing population, and majorly made up by immigration as well. So they are slowly privatizing all their services. For example, they are privatizing the blood test, scans, MRI, or other kind of scans. They are also privatizing private. So these are being outsourced completely to external people. And these services, you get these contracts by placing the right bid inside. They open up these contracts that we are looking for, to outsource maybe 1,000 patients a month for blood test. So there are services. So a lot of big players in medical sector, in healthcare sector, are in dialogue with the government to set up their own system. I do believe the NHS will not go anywhere. It will stay as strong as it is today. It will be the main source of treating people for my foreseeable future. But yeah, there is a shift for the people who can afford, who can pay for the private care. So So there is a good demand, decent demand for the private care. So coming back to the my slide sector overview from the industrial point of view, if you have clients or if you're working for an industry who are looking to expand in UK, the big companies the sector to go into healthcare and real estate and also renewables and the technology tech setups as well. We have UK government provides big large grants and funding to promote technology. They have good promotions going on AI as well. And then this slide was done from the angle of SME. So if you want to come to UK or middle-sized businesses wants to come to UK, there are sectors which you can look into. There is a care home because of the aging population. There are care homes, which is kind of in very typical words. These are like old age homes and these are very expensive. There is a good margin, operating margin on these ones, really high operating margin on these ones. But there is a very heavy compliance requirement with these cases. So a lot of people are buying care homes, existing running care homes. They are building their care homes and there is a big market for hospitality and hotels. So restaurants, so many of Indian restaurants are owned by Indians in UK, and so many of hotels are owned by, including the one of the top, few of the top ones are owned by Indians. Then there are small businesses, the franchisee. There are so many Indians who are entering the franchisees, and these are not Indian franchisee. These are the like Subway, Pizza Express, and Costa Coffee, McDonald's. People are owning. There is a way to get into that. So first one is difficult always, but then there is a way to how we guide our client to build a chain of these. So profit margin on franchisee business is a net profit before tax is about 35%. And if you take the tax out, so I will say around 25 to 28% net profit if you run it right and if you are watching it. And then in the real estate, there is a lot of demand for is like what you call in paying guest system in India. It's called student accommodation in UK, and they are governed by certain laws. So there is a lot of people who are investing in student accommodation. This can be buying the ready to run and buying a place and then converting it to a student accommodation or a care home or a hotel or a warehouse. These are all real estate investment, but we call it trading businesses because these are not property investment. You are investing in a business, you are expecting a higher yield than just a rental income. And then there are a lot of investment banking. I think that has seen a boom even in India. So there are a lot of credit funds are lending into UK. These are Each of these are at least two-digit billion-dollar markets alone. So there are P2P lending, alternative lending, crowdfunding. There are a lot of financial pure lending market evolving in its own way, which you can see only in somewhere in like UK or US. It hasn't yet reached in India because of the RBI restrictions, and those are probably for good. Like there are pro and cons of those kind of restrictions. And then someone asked me in the last presentation, if I have only 1 lakh rupees, what can I do? So what can I do? How can I set up a business in UK? So the answer is you can become an online tutor, and there is so much demand. So because again, coming back to the government system, there is a the schooling system is majorly public funded by the government. Again, within less than a half a mile, there are schools available for the citizens, and children will go there, and this is excellent quality education. But as an Indian, we promote, we always try to remain on the top. We are used to of tutoring, we are used to of training, extra care. So there are a lot of education and tutoring sector evolving. So tutoring can be on academic, can be your English, math, science, or language, or it can be technical courses which are done online by a person sitting in India, or by setting up their own curriculum from India. Then there are tutoring on the like dance classes, fitness classes. Each and everything is done online, and there is hardly any cost to it. And people find it, they are very much in demand. It's working very, very well. So so uh, the next chapter is about direct investments coming for how would you, if you have to invest in UK, how do you bring money to UK? So there are recently there has been changes how you can bring money to UK. Like I think the methodology to bring money to UK remains same for years, but recently there was a bit of news going on that there is a 20% TDS on anything you send to UK. But that 20% TDS, uh, it's not it's tax collected at source. It's not it's and which you can always claim back by taking advice from a proper tax advisor, and by filing your tax return and in a right way. And there are certain things which you can do without any requiring any additional approval from RBI, like sending money up to 250,000 an individual, 250,000 US dollar an individual can send to UK, to abroad, anywhere, without requiring additional information. There may be an implication of TDS, but you can get it back. And
उसको डिस्टर्ब तो क्या करेगी, आराम करेगी.
hello. I think there is someone switched on there. Okay. So there is automatic route and approval routes. When you are going beyond your limit, you have to go via RBI. So this is the slide I prepared for. Yeah. So there is a restriction. How much can you invest in the non-financial sectors? You can invest up to 4 times of the net worth of your business, provided certain conditions are met, and you have made profit over last 3 years. And there is even though the ODI route restricts you to 4 times, but there are ways where you collaborate using a SPV route, and you can bring more money. And then financial services, they allowed only if you want to come to UK and invest into financial services, then you want to directly open a financial institute, and that doesn't need to be a full-fledged financial institute. It can be just a lending institute. There are several kind of financial institutes. We can talk about it. But if you are, then you have to have a profitable entity in India for doing that financial services. But there are ways and structure, obviously, for which where you can do. And this is where the consultants come into play, the experience come into play. And this is the definition of ODI cap of 400%. This is LRS, I just talked about it, 250,000 US dollar. US dollar, and you can bring it, you can buy properties, you can invest into business. There are restrictions on that, and you can't buy into debt-ridden acquisitions, and because RBI considered is as a deteriorating financial health for its own citizens. and you cannot invest in a financial services. So I have done this study together. So I we have clients who have care homes, hotels, property portfolios, businesses, chain of franchisees, and investors actively looking to invest into renewable energies. We have client into renewable energies and all. And because of the time and like I didn't want to make it a heavy presentation for like 100 page slides. So I've put together an investment case for a hotel investment. I've because I do know it in and out. I've put together a case study of if you're buying something for 5 million pound, which is roughly 50 crores, right? 50 crores, and you can borrow up to up to 65% on that, and rest you have to bring in equity, and there is a way to bring in equity. And if you plan to stay in, you can buy one hotel after another. You can build a chain here in UK by turning one entity into profitability and using those profitability to build second one, third one. And you need to know the right areas. So you can't be just going blind. Okay, someone told you, like I do know so many cases where people have been looted. So they've been because the vendors or the estate agents would know that these people have little knowledge. They are coming from abroad, so they have been charged exorbitantly on services as well as on the purchase price as well. So you have to be wise. You have to do your due diligence, full due diligence, get the right solicitors, right advisors on board for doing this. But there are legalities. You need to have a license if you're having alcohol on the premises, food license. There is a regular surprise checkup which can happen because which can, like, local councils, any regulator, they have a right to visit your premises without informing you. They can do a surprise visit. These are the numbers which have worked. My estimate is again IRR 10%, and this is based on your increase in the capital growth as well as operating income. And then the second case I put together is for the franchisee, and this is for the smaller investment where you can start your first investment from 150,000, which is roughly 1 crore, like roughly 2 crores, including cost and everything. But part of it can be borrowed with the help of a local. There are requirements like you have to have a local director for the smooth running. You can, in UK, it takes only 10 minutes to form a company. So we talked about compliance, law, smoothness. So anyone can go in the company house and form a company, and it takes only 10 minutes for you to have that constitution documents in your hand with the company ready for you to run. But don't go and do it yourself straight away, because as soon as you form a company, you run into the requirement of filing your annual accounts, doing your compliance, like annual confirmations. There are a lot of things which comes into play. So you have to be just having the right people on board. And the franchisees are like Costa Coffee, I talked about, Subway, fitness centers, post offices. So many Indians are into post offices. They have bought a chains of post office. So many Indians have also bought chains of petrol pumps, which is changing now because the petrol pumps, people are trying to have an electric setup on the same petrol pump. So for the renewables, for the green cars. So, and the net is around 35%, I will assume, for a franchisee business. And besides, you get you get a lot of you get capital growth, and you leave it. I have done here, and thank you for listening to me. And these are the some links which my colleague Sumit added. For I'll leave it for question and for Chairman's word. Yeah, thank you.
Minal, thank you very much
Thank you
for
so
such
much,
a
Mas. We
wonderful
all are
explanation.
enlightened with your wisdom words, and
Deepak,
your words
1
will
minute.
definitely
Deepak,
help
Deepak,
us, all the participants, to work in the
Deepak, for
UK.
1 minute. I just want to ask
Yeah,
Minal
sir. Yes, sir.
something
Yes, sir.
elaborate about the single family office. As you rightly told in the beginning, introducing yourself, that you are also associated with the family office. So can you just elaborate or throw some light that how does it work in UK?
So, what is your definition of family office in India?
What I understand that in the Singapore, family offices are being just taken care by the chartered accountants of their well, I think the biggest wealthy people. So
Yeah.
is it like same thing or something else you were talking about?
So family offices are the people who have made their wealth. They are continuously looking for more investments. They ideally, most of the time, I'm talking about people having at least 100 million pound of net worth, and that's around thousand crore rupees in India. And these people are have made their money either in the hotel business or care home or property portfolios or industries like renewables. Some of them are into pharmacy. So I know someone who had 50 pharmacies in the UK at one point of time. They sold entire portfolio because children didn't want to go into the same business. So I know someone who has a chain of hotels, like quite a few who have chain of hotels, like, and each hotel can cost you from 5 million for a good hotel, from 5 million, starting from 5 million to 50 million. And if you're talking of like of rates and all, it can be 200, 300 million. So coming back to the original question, the family offices are the families, and yeah, believe me, English families also work in the similar way that the wealth remain. If you talk about Ambani's or Tatas are different. Ambani's, the wealth remain in the family. Businesses run by family members, cousins, and the brothers and sisters. So these are the family offices. They work in a very niche environment, and they have liquidity coming from their running businesses. They are looking to acquire, expand their existing businesses into new geographies or into the same geography. They will need funding, tax advice, and on all their investment on a good day-to-day basis. I look after funding part. I can do on a non, what you call it, as a I don't charge for the tax advice because I don't call myself expert, but I do give them on and off advice on the taxation. So they have their own offices mostly in Central London, prime Central London, and some of them are one of the my client is into mining sector. But mining is not UK, is like mostly Africa, right? But they have their head office in UK. They are part of a listed company in UK. These are the things. So yeah, family offices means single family offices means that the family having a wealth, the definition can range from 100 million to plus, and they're continuously looking to for acquisitions. They have their own set of accountants and all, so there is very less scope of accounting services. They already have their trustable accountants, but there is a good scope of the advising them for acquisitions, funding, tax advisors, and they need advice on the legal setup all the time. So there a lot of people are setting up their companies in Delaware, all these and British islands, likes of Guernsey, Jersey, Isle of Man. So if you know, United Kingdom is made of four countries, so which is England, Wales, uh, Scotland, and Northern Ireland. So, but besides these four countries, United Kingdom had 15 or 20 island, and these islands are independent, and they run their own law. They are attached to UK Parliament. So most of these have their offices in these, these are tax efficient services setup they have.
Thank you very much. Just more question related to this only. That you told that there is no big professional opportunity in these single family office. But is there any relief given by the UK government to these single family offices in UK? A tax benefit or some other benefits?
So there are a lot of relief. So what you talk? So like these are local legal setups. They have their trust setups. They have their legal entity setups, and there is no direct relief available to these people, but they play by the rules of for the exemptions for investment. Say some of the law will say if you invest more than this money, you pay tax 5 years later. If like lot of reliefs are coming into renewable sector, so and technology both. And if you are borrowing, if you are investing in in these companies, you get your tax is reduced to this level. So there are a lot of benefits which come to for a particular sector, and these people play by those rules. You're on mute, Satish.
Thank you, Meenal. We will give you one more trouble and one more time for your
Yeah, sure.
deliberations, especially on
Sure.
this single family office. And
Definitely,
because
we
we
should
are
catch up.
working and doing a research on this particular single family office at ICI, that how we can convert these offices in an opportunity for the profession. But really
Definitely, we
wonderful,
should.
wonderfully you took the UK opportunities and this particular deliberation also. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And over to Deepak.
Thank you so much, sir. We have a privilege to, as the chairman of the CP committee, joined us, and I have a privilege to give some introduction of Satish Gupta ji.
Yeah, I
He is
think I
Satish.
want to hear from the management committee. I don't know anyone.
No,
So
ma'am. No, I am
I would.
Satish. Ma'am, let me introduce Deepak. I am Satish
Mm,
Gupta, chairman of this committee this year, ma'am. I belong
right,
to
okay.
Jaipur, and I welcome
Okay.
JP Agarwal sir also, who has
Mm.
also joined us. And I can understand that all the members who are attending this webinar are here to listen you people, not to me because we speak several times to them. But yes,
Okay.
definitely at CPA committee we have done a lot this time, and we are in the process to do something very meaningful, that we are coming up with the real-time CP or basis by adopting the technology. And we are also making sure that the CP programs are available to the remotest corner of the country. And so we are opening as many chapters or the circles, and we are holding the opportunity session like today for our members, that opportunity in UK, UAE, US, and all other countries. We are also inviting the eminent speakers on the industry specific topics and MSME topics. So we are working a lot just to create and few new opportunity, emerging opportunity for our profession. I think your address was wonderful today, and we all benefited a lot. But we will definitely give you trouble one more time for speaking on this particular topic that I told you, that single family office. So thank you,
No,
Meenal, and thank you.
definitely.
Welcome, JP Agrawal sir. Welcome, and thank you,
Definitely
Deepak bhai.
happy to. No,
Thank you. Thank
definitely
you.
I'm happy to be part of the policies or policy framing or drafting something, this discussions and have
Thank you. Thank you, Meenal.
my
Thanks a
value
lot.
input in there. Yeah, thank you.
So welcome to
And
JP sir. Welcome. Thank you, Deepak, for sparing your valuable time. I can understand. And
Thank you,
welcome
Satish.
to some of the delegate also. Over to
I'm
Deepak to
in
carry the session.
I'm
Thank
in
you.
Mumbai end of the February. So if I'm happy, I would be willing to
You let us know,
meet.
ma'am. You let us know. We will have your physical lecture also.
Okay,
You
perfect.
let us
Okay.
know. Ginny, madam.
So my dates, like my ticket is
Ginny,
not booked
madam.
yet.
Are you hearing me? Madam, I will talk to the office. They will connect with you and they will take your dates and we will
Okay,
let you know.
perfect.
Any physical
Okay.
conference also.
ठीक है,
And
ठीक है.
JP sir, if you are in India, please let us know.
सर 100% वोफा में तो 100% आ रहे हैं एंड
आप
उसके बाद भी इंडिया आना जाना लगा रहता है सो
आप कहाँ
Ginny
बेस्ड
ma'am,
हैं?
Ginny ma'am,
JP
made
sir.
UAE based
हाँ
हूँ
जी
मैं
सर।
अभी।
arrangements with
अच्छा,
Meena
UAE.
and JP Agrawal sir.
हाँ सर
They are physically, madam is coming physically in February. So we should have a lecture of her in physical format also. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
Thank you, Deepak.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay,
So,
I will take a leave. And but any questions, please send on over to the email. We'll try to answer in a more efficient manner than this.
sir, madam, we have one of more questions.
Okay.
Can we take that questions?
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Yeah. One of the participants is asking where how can we get information about UK accounting and how to work for UK clients from India?
Yeah, there are a lot of people who are using outsourcing services from India because I'm not in that business. What I can do? How will I help you? I can. So what do you want to do? You want to have UK clients and you have to provide them services. The model it works that, for example, I open a accountancy practice in UK and it is either an LLP, which is limited liability partnership, or it's a limited company. And they get an office. They open so there are two models. One is they open their own office in likes of India. Nepal is becoming famous nowadays, and there are some Eastern European destinations. So they open an office in there, they hire staff there. There is transfer pricing, tax pricing, which comes into play in that case, and which has to be managed. So that's one way of doing it. Some people do collaboration with an external firm. So if I open an accountancy practice in UK, I collaborate with like of you, and I start giving my work, my clients' bookkeeping works to you, basic tax return filing works to you, preparing of the annual accounts, like lot of basic work which goes done by them. They have to have knowledge of the UK VAT returns. VAT is like your GST in India. So VAT returns, accountancy, bookkeeping, and tax returns, which can be corporate tax return, individual tax return. These are the major work which are outsourced, and then there is a fee sharing agreement. There is a client, restriction. Generally, these people don't have access to the client. They do the work, deliver it back to the original team, and the original teams is becomes the client facing team. And but it is not as straightforward as it may seem. The systems, when you're looking at HMRC, which is your like your inland revenue, they have their own laws, they have their system. These are not straightforward system. These are not overly complicated, but these are something you have to learn before you get into there. And the similar thing applies for the accounting. There are different kind of rules, regulation, tax exemptions, allowances which are given in the accounts. So all these things into come into play. But feel free to have my number, and we can see what if I can give you some contact in UK who will be interested, who can guide you in a better way.
Thank you.
Any other question?
No, we do not have any more specific questions, and I would like to tell the technical team some participants wants to share the PPT of the madam. If they can,
Okay.
they share them.
Let me remove Sumit's name. I'll send an updated PPT later today because Sumit was not here. So I'll just remove his name. It will not take me more than some minutes, and then I can share it with the CP. There is an email this morning. On the same email, can I share the PPT?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I'll share on that email, and then it can be shared with the wider audience.
Thank you so much. We all enlightened by your wisdom words, and your words will
Thank you
definitely
so
help
much.
to work
Thank
with
you.
the UK.
Thank you.
So we will move to the second session now. Our second speaker is C. Jay Prakash Agrawal ji. He is from UAE. So let me introduce him first. He is currently the chairman of ICI Dubai chapter and has 19 plus years of experience across industry ranging from consultancy, technology, telecommunication, real estate, manufacturing, and healthcare. He is also a recognized tax and compliance faculty who has trained 1,200 plus years on taxes and compliances. He has conducted seminars in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Azman, and Ras Al Khamai. He is also a business process and technology consultant who is involved in designing efficient business processes and deploying different applications. He has worked with many companies like Infosys, Bharti Airtel, Tata Communes, Esther DM Healthcare, and FAM. He is a Golden Visa holder and is managing partner at Smart Info Park LLC and RHMC Management Consultants. So I would like to invite our speaker, Jaiprakash Agarwal ji, to take your session, sir.
Thank you, Deepak ji. Thanks a lot. Can I share my screen? It's not allowing me to share the
Please
screen.
share this.
I think I have to exit my screen.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Desktop share
हेलो
करते हैं. Hello.
सर आपके माइक से वॉइस इको है सर.
Sorry. All good.
हेलो.
Hello.
Perfect sir. Yeah, okay done now.
I'm not able to hear that, but I consider that everything is good. Deepak ji, everything is good there, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. You already understood how to set up your business in UK, how you can expand your practice, how you can shift your base in UK. And thank you, Meenal ji, for that. Now let's try to understand if you don't go that far, itni dur nahi jana hai, and if you want to come to UAE 3 hours or 4 hours from India, then what are the opportunities available to you, what you can do in UAE, and how exactly UAE can give opportunities to all our chartered accountants, whether freshers or or the experienced ones who are trying to expand in UAE. Let me start with UAE's economic landscape. We'll keep it short because all idea is about to tell you about the opportunities which is available as a chartered accountant, right? You all already know after COVID, UAE has been placed as a strategic hub, a diversified economy where everyone from across the country is available. My dear friends, 10% is their local population, 90% of the expats are sitting in UAE. You can imagine, right? I mean, 10% is only their local population, 90% is expat. Out of this 90%, 40% comes from India. Okay. Talking about chartered accountants, 10,000 chartered accountants are right now in UAE who is working out of UAE, either in a job or in practice or as a regulator, working with a regulator or working with government. Anywhere, yes, chartered accountants are across. 10,000 is not a small number working out of UAE who are Indian chartered accountants. Mind you, my dear friend, when I say diversified economy, you are not only the chartered accountant here. There are chartered accountants from England, there are chartered accountants from Australia, there are chartered accountants from US, CPAs, who are also working out of this economy. Still, 10,000 is the presence which we have in this part of the world. It's a global business hub because everyone wants to have one office in UAE, Dubai. Trust me, I've seen it 2013 to 20, but after 2021, the number of HNIs or other individuals, other business hubs who wants to have a presence in UAE has increased a lot. They might be operating out of US, they might be operating out of Africa, they might be operating out of Canada, they might be operating out of Australia or China, but still they have one, either you can call it a regional headquarters in Middle East and that too in Dubai or UAE, you can say they have a business functioning, working out of it. If you are into practice, you might be getting inquiries from your clients that yes, I want to expand in UAE or Dubai, I want to have a structure in Dubai, please let me know. That is something which can tell you that yes, UAE is becoming a global business hub, right? Followed with free zones is another attractive area. Overall, if you see, UAE economy is at 9% of corporate tax, which is equal to your income tax, and VAT, which is GST in India, is 5%, makes it a lucrative market. And then again, having free zone control completely, you are holding 100% shareholding in free zones. You are not bothered about custom duties. If you are trading outside UAE in free zones, then custom duty does not bother you. VAT is at 0% for free zones, not required to be reported there. Corporate tax can be 0% if you have a local presence only in UAE. If you are not playing at the global level, at MNC level, then you can still report at 0% of corporate tax. Gives another reason why businesses are moving to UAE. Why I'm trying to tell you all this, if you are a practicing chartered accountant, if you are looking for a job, yes, UAE is strategically placed right now in terms of getting a job, getting an opportunity in terms of business, or in terms of practice, whatever you want. Tax incentive, I told you. So UAE is strategically placed and you are on the right forum. Recently, I think day before yesterday, our president UAE has traveled to India and is having meeting with Mr. Narendra Modi. Why? Because for last 4 years we have very strong relationship between UAE and India that is helping you as well. What are the contributing to the economy in terms of turnovers, in terms of business? Yes, it's an opportunity for both you and me. Even if you are practicing out of India, you have opportunity for expanding in UAE because the relationships are really good between the two countries. Bilateral trade is at the highest level right now between two countries. CEPA agreement, yes, it has paved the path. 100 million we have already crossed in terms of turnovers between the two businesses in terms of bilateral trade. That means as a chartered accountant, you can also benefit by knowing UAE regulations or UAE practices. Indian diaspora, I told you 40% of the business, 40% of the population here is Indians. So if the total population is almost 12 million, that is almost 1.2 crores, in that you have a share of 40%. We are sitting as Indians. So lot of Indian people are working out of here, not chartered accountants, but as businesses, businesses, you can say largely they are operating out of, or as employees they are working out of here. Now that is the diaspora. As a CA, how exactly I can benefit from UAE, how exactly what exactly I can do in UAE? First thing, IFRS. You already know Ind AS, you are qualified for Ind AS. IFRS and Ind AS is almost 95-98% similar. Yes, you have to have IFRS compliance or you have to have the IFRS certificate to practice in this market. But yes, if you know IFRS, you have a prominent presence here. My dear friends, knowledge of IFRS was very limited till the year 2023 here. 2022 is corporate tax, when it was introduced as a law that yes, corporate tax is coming. 9% is the corporate tax or income tax as you call it in India, needs to be paid in UAE, but the accounts needs to be prepared under IFRS. That means before that, yes, IFRS was in practice, but since there was no regulator who was strict in terms of compliances, because of no taxes, because of no Ministry of Corporate Affairs existing here who is looking at your records, IFRS compliance was, I will say, was little less compliant, or you can say was easygoing. Now IFRS compliant has picked up, and obviously the requirement for CA as a chartered accountant, whether from any part of the world, including India, has increased. So if you think you know IFRS, you have full control on IFRS, you have an opportunity, both as a practice, both as an employee. If you have that, please ensure in your resume that IFRS compliance shows up, because MNCs has already started, and this demand will go up further in terms of hiring chartered accountants who have IFRS knowledge. Ind AS is equivalent, but better to have an IFRS certificate. That is one thing which I'll recommend if you're looking at UAE market. VAT and corporate tax. VAT is GST, corporate tax is income tax of India for the MNCs. Only difference is in income tax, you are taxing in India both persons, that is individuals as well as corporates. Here right now, income tax is only on the business houses. That is why it is called corporate tax. There is no income tax on individuals, and that is why we are not saying income tax, we call it corporate tax. Knowledge of VAT and corporate tax can be an added advantage to you. You know the basics. If you see the principles of VAT or corporate tax, you already know about it, right? There is no second thought that as an Indian chartered accountant, you are not equipped with it. Only thing is there will be a fine tunes or finer versions of any jurisdiction in which any tax comes in. Those finer versions you should know. Please understand, my dear friends, when a requirement comes in, either in terms of practice or in terms of looking for a job, these finer detail matters. When they look at your resume and when you sit for those interviews, they will ask you the knowledge of VAT. Don't try to replicate completely GST here. Go through that book, go through that law of UAE. If you're targeting UAE as a market, as an opportunity for yourself, look at that law, understand the finer versions between VAT and GST, have those finer versions with you, because anyone who's taking your interview will try to see that whether you know local laws or not. Same thing goes for corporate tax. There are finer versions. You know about city, you know the basic premises of it, but have an understanding of UAE, because what you are lacking right now sitting in India is that experience of UAE. What is stopping you is the experience, local experience of local market, that you can show them that look, I have not worked in the market, but I understand your law, and that you can only do when you learn both the laws. Okay, I'll tell you in subsequent slides where you can pick those records, where you can pick those laws. Everything is available online. You can pick those records and look into it and understand the subject. Moving on, other than this, risk management, no taxes involved. You can be, because you have learned about FEMA, you have been you have studied from MAFA paper. Financial management is our core subject. You can work on risk management for companies, because lot of M&A is happening, lot of restructuring or structuring is happening, where risk needs to be managed, where financial analysis needs to be done to understand whether this transaction should go through or not, whether we should purchase that entity or not, whether we should do a merger or reverse merger, what exactly is the nature. That risk management, again, as a chartered accountant you can do it, but you need to have the local understanding of the local law. You might be good with the numbers, you might be good with the cash flow projections, but you also need to understand the local landscape in terms of giving the right inference to your clients. So risk management is another area opening up, because a lot of M&A, lot of procurement, purchasing of businesses is happening in this part of the world. ERP proficiency, yes, you can look into that part, because e-invoicing has come into the into picture. ERP is happening, but again, within ERP, or you can say a additional segment which has come in is e-invoicing, which is similar to your GST, e-challans and e-invoices. Now we have something called people certified 5-corner model. What is that? I'll tell you, don't worry about it, but that is another area where you can target. People will be needing chartered accountants to look at that system, tell them what is the gaps. Still 1 hour back I was sitting with a client, we were talking about that ERP needs to be studied, gaps needs to be identified before it goes live, because 1st July 2026 they have to finally first identify the e-invoicing software with which they will go. Subsequently, within 6 months they have to go live with the system. That time, obviously, within these 6 months they will need to hire those resources to take care of it. Mind you, they have the resources, but since the compliance is increasing, they are looking for additional resources. And as a chartered accountant sitting out of India, knowing taxes very well, understanding accounting very well, you have a chance, but you have to build that local flavor in you if you want to come on board. So ERP is another area where you can target with terms of e-invoicing. My dear friends, what I'm trying to tell you here is what is required in terms of your resume building, in terms of your preparation to look at an opportunity in UAE and convert it. Okay, so that is the reasons I'm telling you all these points. When you are preparing your resume, when you are preparing yourself for the interviews, please ensure these are very important for opportunities in UAE. BEPS Pillar 2 is already live. This year, the filings for BEPS Pillar 2 will be happening. That is minimum global tax of 15% needs to be paid. You might be working on that. You can use that skill set for UAE market as well. Much needed expertise in UAE market, because as I said, regional headquarters are sitting here. Regional presence of most of the MNCs are in UAE, because everyone wants to have a UAE presence. Gives you one reason to think about why you should come in is BEPS Pillar 2. If you know the subject, if you know about it, please highlight it, project it in your resumes, because that will help you to get market share in UAE or a job in UAE. Followed with e-invoicing, I told you, is people certified 5-corner model, what exactly it is. So normally what you are doing in GST is e-invoicing, but that is government controlled, government portal. You upload the data there and accordingly the same should be reflected. Here it is more of a decentralized model. What here in UAE we have done, one is people certification. People is an international body, and which recognizes that yes, systems are working as per the standards of people, as per the standards which people has published as an organization. They certify that body. Mostly used right now in Europe. You have seen they are using these systems for people certifications. Singapore uses it, Japan uses it, if I'm not wrong. China is right now doing a testing on people certifications that yes, people certified softwares will be used for e-invoicing. So if these Malaysia is already using it. So if these jurisdictions are already using it, UAE has also adapted the same practice, decentralized. 5 corner models means who? One is you as a supplier, second is the customer. These are two clear. One obviously will be Federal Tax Authority, which you call it Income Tax Department in India. We call it Federal Tax Authority in UAE. So Federal Tax Authority, 2 is the transaction guys. One is your buyer, second is your seller, third is your government organization, which is FTA, Federal Tax Authority. The other 2 corners are your ASP, Accredited Service Provider. What is ASP, Jay? ASP is basically a service provider of e-invoicing solution which has been certified or approved by Federal Tax Authority in first place. So you cannot go and take anyone as a ASP. There's a list of service providers for e-invoicing. You have to pick and choose only from that list. That is why it is called accredited. It's already approved by the Federal Tax Authority. So you will appoint one. Your buyer will appoint one. That is why it is called 5 corner model. Buyer's ASP, seller ASP, and government, which is Federal Tax Authority. This is 5 corner model. If you have worked on it, if you have worked on in Europe for any of the assignments, then you know what exactly people certification is. That will help you to convert a job, because a lot of requirement is coming from MNC where they are looking for resources who can study their ERP, tell them their gaps for e-invoicing. Next 6 months you will see a pull. If you have an understanding, if you have done something around it, please highlight in your resumes. That will give you another opportunity to come into UAE market. Okay. UAE tax environment has completely changed, my dear friends. I moved into UAE in 2013. That time there was no taxes. What that means, if I was billing 109 dirhams, I was collecting 109 dirhams in my pocket and going. Now after 2017, rather 2018 onwards, the landscape has changed. You must have heard about it. If you're recent chartered accountants, if you have not studied Dubai market, let me tell you, VAT was the first thing which came in 2018. That was nothing but GST. 5% GST also, I think, came in India in around the same time, 2017-18. The entire revamp. That time, first time VAT was introduced, and then the actual need of chartered accountants started coming in. Since I am part of the chapter, let me tell you, our base was used to be 1500 chartered accountants at that time before 2018, that is 2017 or 16, 1500, 1700, 1800 used to be our base, 2000 was maximum. After 2017, when we heard that VAT is coming in, my dear friends, I told you, right now 3000 chartered accountants are there, is the base. That has shifted. It's more than 100% of the increase in number of chartered accountants because VAT came in. Now with corporate tax, again, the base is changing. The people are coming in. Why? Because of corporate tax. The new framework has come for corporate tax. 9% is the corporate tax which is coming in. Again, we need people, not only corporate tax, we need the people for transfer pricing as well. There are people who, there is something called, along with corporate tax, transfer pricing has also come in. So the study of transfer pricing, the benchmarking of transfer pricing, this is part of our curriculum. As a chartered accountant, you have been studying it, right? This curriculum has come in and you will be required to know about it, because there is a lot of opportunity coming in this space. Mind it, right now we only are talking about these laws has been rolled out. Litigations is something which is inherent to any jurisdiction, which will start in next 2-3 years. That time, as a chartered accountant, either in practice or in job, you will be required, because we understand how to proofread a section, how to proofread our defense on that section. That is something, as an Indian chartered accountant, I have faith in my brothers and sisters. They read it far better than anyone else. That is where your role will start coming in. So start studying these laws if you want to target that market. Transfer pricing, I told you, is international transaction. You know about it. Good thing, UAE has not drastically changed any of the OECD guidelines. If you have studied transfer pricing in India, it is very near to OECD guidelines, which is the parent body which publishes the guidelines. Similar guidelines has been adapted here, so it becomes easy for you to pick it up. You are a chartered accountant, you have studied, you have cracked the examinations based on that. Same thing, you need to pick it up here and deploy it. That is called transfer pricing. That can be another area. Huge gap coming in, and you can potentially fill it. BEPS Pillar 2, as I said, another area. If you are doing something on BEPS Pillar 2 in India, you can directly pick and choose and do it. Lot of talent is required to handle BEPS Pillar 2 here. These are the areas where you should target you should channelize your investment, you should channelize your knowledge so that you can understand it. Which are the sectors which is hiring? Any questions so far before I move further? Deepak?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far?
Sir, we
Sir,
have
we have
questions.
questions.
One of the
One of the
participants
participants
is asking how we get opportunities in UK accounting.
accounting.
I want to know, like, is there any online platform available from where we can get these types of assignments and can do work from here in India?
सर वो यूके अकाउंटिंग के बारे में पूछ रहे हैं, मीनल जी की सपोर्ट लगेगी उसको समझने के लिए.
हाँ,
हाँ,
UK
यूके
accounting के बारे में
सर.
यूएई के बारे में कुछ और है?
UAE के बारे में नहीं है सर.
नहीं, चलो बहुत बढ़िया. तो इसमें दो चीज़ें होती हैं, या तो सबको सब कुछ समझ में आ रहा है या सबने गिव अप कर दिया है कि चलो चल रहा है चलने दीजिए. और
One more question is like for you.
बताइए सर.
Yeah. Chief Prasad is asking how to get the tax agent license. Is Arabic mandatory? Can we get it from India like enrolled agent?
परफेक्ट, गुड क्वेश्चन. एड्रेस करता हूँ और साथ में उसके लिए भी एड्रेस करूँगा फॉर द नॉट ओनली टैक्स एजेंट, हाउ यू कैन डू ऑडिट्स हियर, उसके भी एड्रेस करते हैं. टैक्स एजेंट के लिए सर, इफ़ यू वुड हैव आस्क्ड मी 3 years बैक, आई वुड हैव सेड यस अरेबिक इज कंपलसरी, एंड दैट वाज द पेन एरिया. हमारा दर्द था कि वी अंडरस्टैंड लॉ बट वी आर नॉट एबल टू बिकम अ टैक्स एजेंट बिकॉज अरेबिक वॉज कंपलसरी. बट गुड न्यूज इज फॉर लास्ट 2 years for sure and 3 years maybe they have relaxed it and now Arabic is not compulsory. So if you want to be a tax agent, you can understand the entire law. You can appear for the paper done by PwC. Exams are conducted by PwC on those lines, and then you can get the tax agency, but you cannot do it from India. You have to have a presence in UAE for that. You have to have a resident card for it, showing that yes, you are a resident of UAE. Make an application, show that you are proficient and you understand the law. You can become a tax agent sitting, but in UAE. Arabic is not compulsory. That's a good news for you. Okay, one more thing. Areas I will tell you, since this was asked, one more question will, can I do audit? If I'm a chartered accountant, I hold a COP in India, I want to come to UAE, can I do audit here? No, my dear friends, straight away you cannot do an audit. There's a local body called EAAA here. This is again for the, obviously the people will ask about audits. EAAA, there's a body here. You have to become a member of EAAA first. That is easier. You can become a member because you have a finance background. My dear friends, for becoming a member of EAAA, a little, this might be again another pain area where we are working as a committee or where we are working as a chapter. You have to use your BCom degree to show that you have an accounting understanding or knowledge. As a chartered accountant, they are still not able to digest that, yes, we are equivalent to university and we can give it. So your CA degree may not give you that power of applying for that membership, but your BCom degree will give you that power to apply. Once you become a EAAA member, you have to give 3 different papers. 3 papers minimum you have to give, and logically you have to give. One is your accounts paper, that is on IFRS. My dear friends, you are coming from India where Ind AS is applicable. 99% IFRS and Ind AS is same, but since it's IFRS in this part of the world and we are coming from a country where Ind AS is applicable, you have to appear for that paper and show that yes, you know about IFRS. That is one paper you have to give. Second paper is about audit. They will just test whether you know about audits properly or not, because you have accounting background. They know for audit the second paper you will give, and the last paper is your local law paper. Local law means you know about VAT, you know about corporate tax, you know about company structurings, you know about these local laws. Obviously you have not studied as a CA in India, that is why they will want to appear for this paper and justify that you understand it. Once you clear all these 3 papers, you will get an audit license and you will be able to do audits and sign the audit reports as well. Good news for you is, earlier you were not given the power to sign the reports. You always used to do the audits and then a local partner, a local Emirati used to sign the reports. This was erstwhile earlier. Now you as a chartered accountant can sign the reports only after appearing for these papers, taking a membership with EAAA. Then you can also be a certified auditor in this part of the world, which is UAE. So I answered about tax agents and auditor. Let me go to the key sectors which is hiring. If you are not into practice and you are looking for an opportunity in terms of being an employee in a company, which sectors you can look for. One is obviously real estate. Every second person who talks about UAE, you must have heard कि भैया have you have invested in real estate in UAE? You must have heard it. क्या आपने real estate पे पैसे डाले हैं? This is one thing which you always hear. And yes, real estate is a booming sector. So one area where you should target is real estate and construction. Huge opportunity. Learn about IFRS for real estate and construction. Huge gap there. Learn about the compliances, tax compliances around this industry. You have a good opportunity. My dear friends, every month a new development company is coming from across the globe into UAE. And obviously they will need local experts to handle the local compliances, local nuisances. You can be a person to do it. So real estate and construction should be your first target if you are looking for job opportunity here, followed by hospitality. Dubai is known as a tourism hub. Every year, so many people, most of you have also come to Dubai. Every second Insta reel is on Dubai travel, either Singapore or Dubai travel. So Dubai hospitality is another segment. You look at bigger brands, which can be Hyatt, which can be what do you call it, Lee Meridian. All these are bigger brands, global brands. Obviously they have local presence here, and again they need local talent to handle all their nuisances here. So hospitality should be your second target. First real estate, second hospitality if you're targeting UAE market. Third is retail and e-commerce, is the larger chain in terms of Landmark. Landmark is a bigger chain here which you can target. Saraf DG is a bigger chain. Jackie's is a bigger chain. All these are bigger players in retail and e-commerce division. Amazon is here, which was erstwhile Souk.com. Now it is called Amazon here. Amazon has a local presence. All these retails and e-commerce, my dear friends, the companies which I am talking about, the industry which I am talking about is a channelized. You have to channelize your energies, your resumes, your preparation for interviews on these sectors. Sometimes it's not about a generic resume, it's about a sector specific resume and a targeted approach which you have to take if you want to convert something in UAE market. So real estate, hospitality, followed by retail and e-commerce is another one. Family businesses, huge opportunity, my dear friends. Trust me, nowadays all the big houses, all the big MNCs have their family house businesses or family offices in Dubai. One of their family offices, either by way of creating a foundation or by way of creating any other feasible structures, they will create one structure in UAE. And they have huge potential. You can target those family businesses. Talk about any big family in India, any big family across outside India, you will see a family business sitting in UAE. You understand family business, right? Where the wealth needs to be protected for all these large people, big businessmen. They create to protect their wealth. Those foundations, businesses are in UAE. Target them. That can be another potential for you. And that is not only for the Indians. That is also applicable for local UAE Emiratis. Everyone is creating it. So family businesses, please look into it. They have their own foundation. If you want to target that, one advice I can give you is look at foundation. If you want to note down, look at foundation in DIFC or ADGM. Study about it. What exactly foundation is. Obviously there can be another 1 hour where I can speak on foundation, but for your knowledge, if you want to study and target family businesses, study what exactly foundation is. A very unique concept, similar to trust but with a legal structure. Okay, and I'll study about 2 zones. One is DIFC, second is ADGM. DIFC is based out of Dubai, ADGM is based out of Abu Dhabi. Please study that if you are targeting it, because you need to understand, then only you will be able to convert opportunities in family businesses. Next one is banking and finance. Huge potential. Other than Bahrain is the bigger potential in terms of banking and finance. That's the hub for financial hub. But other than that, you can also look at banking and finance here, because with Gift City coming in, lot of funds getting accumulated here is an opportunity to transfer to Gift City in terms of getting good returns. So funds are getting created in UAE, and then funds are getting allocated to different jurisdictions, be it India or Singapore, or there are other free zones where it is getting diverted to generate good wealth for your investors. So banking and finance is another area where you can target. I'm not talking about typical accounting for banking and finance, because please understand these jobs are getting outsourced and back offices are getting created in India. So if you target those jobs, you are still stuck with India. You cannot come to the UAE market. I'm talking from funds perspective. Look at funds creation. Look at Gift City. You will understand what exactly how exactly to get returns for investors by creating funds and investing in different markets. That can land you a job in Dubai. If you are good at it, then you can target that. So these are the key sectors for hiring CAs. If I look at it now, I'll give you the regulatory framework so that you understand, and accordingly you can and also from where you can gather all these informations, study all these informations, so that you are ready for this UAE market. That is why I'll tell you what is regulatory environment here. First, obviously government entities are there. Okay, government entities includes Ministry of Economy, Ministry of Finance. Both good thing about UAE is everything is available online. You go to Ministry of Economy's website, or rather you go to Ministry of Finance website, that will be more relevant for you. Ministry of Finance, you will find all the corporate tax law. There is one law, and there are almost, like, if I'm not wrong, more than 30 to 40 ministerial decisions. Ministerial decisions is the top-ups, like you say notifications in India. Here are ministerial decisions which are getting issued one after another every second month or third month. So there are 30-40 ministerial decisions, plus there is a law. All these together form your corporate tax, and everything is available online. Ministry of Finance, UAE, go to that website, you will see a section called corporate tax. Go into it, you will find all the documents there. There's nothing which is locally you have to procure. Everything is available online. It's also not protected by the IP address that only UAE can open it. You can sit in any part of the world, go to that website, download all the documents, study it, and get knowledgeable about it. Second is Federal Tax Authority, in short FTA. So if you go to Google, write FTA Dubai or FTA UAE, not Dubai, FTA UAE, you will land up on the site. All the information related to VAT, value added tax, and all the notifications which has been issued by Federal Tax Authority, which is the Income Tax Department, relating to corporate tax, you will find it here. Everything is online. Even you will find the guidance notes. They have issued guides. They have issued user guides. They have also issued public clarifications. So what you have to study, you have to look at first is the cabinet decision, which is the real law, the actual law, followed by ministerial decisions, which are the add-ons and top-ons. Then there is Federal Tax Authority decision, FTA decisions, which is basically the procedural law in terms of FTA, which they said, okay, you have to do this to get this. So that is FTA decision. Cabinet, I'll again repeat, cabinet decision, ministerial decision, FTA decision. Then there is something called public clarifications. So sometimes there is ambiguity around it. So you will see everything is online, my dear friends. Public clarification you will find online. Go through them. You will find some knowledge about it. And last one is guides, user guides issued by Federal Tax Authority. All this information, over 6 to 10 tabs are there. Each tab will have around 15 documents. So almost 150 documents are available for you to study sitting in India, make yourself ready for UAE market, and then find opportunity which is available for you. Moving on, Financial Regulatory Authority, I told you about two authorities which you should study. One is DIFC, one is ADGM. Please look at those sites as well, and you will get a lot of information about foundations and taxability of foundations, which for family houses is very important. These are the government entities or government sites which you should target if you want to prepare yourself for UAE market in terms of opportunities. Professional network, you cannot use that professional network sitting out of India. But one safe example, after you have done your homework, after that done your research, you land up into Dubai to look for an opportunity. Sometimes it so happens that out of 100 cases or 10 cases, 5 cases you will get an opportunity sitting in India. You are able to get interviewed in India. You are able to picked by one of the companies from India for UAE. Five is done. Other 5 is done locally. So sometimes you feel that I'm ready, Jay. I have done all my homework, but I'm not able to convert. And you feel like, let me give it a shot coming to Dubai or Abu Dhabi or UAE, and then try it. If you do that, once you land here, try to reach out to ICI Dubai chapter, which is Dubai, your own chapter in Dubai, Abu Dhabi chapter, and there is, as I said, UAE Accounts Association as well. Reach out to them and try to create your network, because everyone tells you, and that is also true, network is your net worth. This will help you to land an opportunity in UAE if you are sitting in UAE. These Professional networks will not help from India, my dear friends. This will help if you landed here. Then please reach out to them and try to build your network, which can help you to get an opportunity in UAE. The benefits, as I told you, is the networking opportunities, because you are building your relationships and that will help you to go forward. Professional development, obviously, when you are sitting with all these chapters and associations, you are creating your knowledge base, which will help you to go further in your development, and followed by job placement. Obviously, since you are locally available and your opportunity comes, you have a network that will help you to convert the jobs. So first, prepare yourself. If I have to break in two parts, first prepare yourself with all the online documentation which is available to you. I already told you the site. I already told you what to study there, which sectors to target. If in case you are if you are very fortunate, out of 10 people, 5 people convert it from India itself, you are fortunate, you will convert it there itself by proving your mettle sitting in India. If you are not able to, please travel down to Dubai with a 30 days, 60 days visa and try to create your network to get an opportunity in UAE and get a job or start your practice in UAE. Okay, nothing comes for free, my dear friends. Everything looks very good on paper. Everything looks very doable on paper, but it's my responsibility to tell you about challenges as well, which you need to consider, because everything, सब कुछ प्लेटर पे नहीं मिलता, कुछ किसी चीज़ के लिए मेहनत भी करनी पड़ती है. Communication skills. One thing which I have seen is a communication skill. You are coming into a country where there are, as I said, 10% is local, 90% is expat, and when an expat is sitting, you are having people from Canada, you are people from Australia, India, and other parts, Africa, and other parts of the world. Your communication has to be adapted accordingly. You have to refine your communication, because that is your first impression when you go for an interview. Please work on it. As a chartered accountant, are technically very sound, right? But when it comes to communication, sometimes it creates problem for us. Okay, sorry. Sometimes it creates a problem for us. Please work on it. You have time. You're sitting in India right now. There are courses available within our ICI, where you can practice communication skills. There are other platforms, ICAT. There are other platforms where you can try. ICAT is basically Toastmasters. Please work on communication skills. Trust me, I have seen people where they are very good and sound in knowledge, but when it comes to communication, they fail at the interview level. You don't want to do that. For that, communication is very important. I can understand that yes, this person is an asset to the asset to the organization, but the other person who is interviewing you, the owner who is interviewing you, may not be able to understand. So please work on that communication skills, because sometimes it puts you in trouble. Second, cost of living. Brothers and sisters, you are chartered accountants. Please understand the cost of living in India is different from cost of living in UAE. Do not do an apple to apple comparison in terms of India and UAE. There are websites available, there are AI chats available where you can find out the average cost of living in UAE. It varies from person to person. Do not ask me a number ki Jay, please tell me the number, what is the minimum salary we should expect. No. But please do not compromise on it. Do not come at a very lower value, because that will break your mental peace and you will be having stress. So better to do your study, do understand what is the nature of expense which will be required. I'm not giving you a number. If you ask me a number, I will not be able to give you a number, because it varies. A family of 4 will have a different cost structure, with single persons living in UAE will have a different cost structure. But do not compromise on it. I have seen people who comes thinking that let me start with a small value and I'll grow. They struggle. Don't do that. So that is another challenge. We should know about your cost. Work on it along with that. Local business norms. Understand the culture here. There are few pointers in terms of communication, in terms of behavior. We have to comply with it, right? So do study the local business norms, not only about UAE. This I'm telling you from my Infosys experience. In Infosys, we used to have whenever we used to travel, there used to be a one-day session on that local geography to understand their local norms. Please do study those local norms. What is prevalent, what is not prevalent, what we should do, what we should not do. Do that, because I don't want any chartered accountant to come to this part of the world, get stuck because of cultural nuisances, and it comes to ICI saying he's a chartered accountant, he did that. So better always to study about local business norms if you're trying to do a UAE thing. Last part, visa and work permits. Everything works on visa. In UAE, It's if you're working, you have to have a visa to work. If anyone ask you to work on a visit visa, please do not do it. If he says work for 3 months, 2 months, let me understand. Please do not do it. There are heavy fines to it. In UAE, everything is within the law. If you do anything outside the law, there are huge penalties, huge fines to it. So even if someone asks you to, please do not do it. Visa and work permits are important. So do ensure you have a proper visa when you get into a job here, when you get in a working opportunity here, which is work permit also. Visa is your stay permit, work permit is your labor permit, which allows you to work and earn here. So that also needs to be considered. Look at your visa, what exactly the designation you are getting. It's a blue collar job, it's a white collar job, there are designations which varies. Please look at it and then comply with it. It will vary based on what exactly the category they are giving you. Okay, roadmap for Indian CAs. I think that will be my last slide on what exactly should be your approach. First, as I said, I'm summarizing what I said to you. Get the relevant certifications, be it IFRS, be it UAE corporate tax, be it UAE VAT, anything which is your comfort zone. Get the relevant certifications, and then I'll be able to then target the market. Without that, it may be a difficult or challenging situation for you. As I said, your resume is your first impression in front of the job. So please ensure the relevant UAE compatibility is there. Give me a second, huh? Give me a second. I am getting a second call and I think it's urgent. 1 second here. सॉरी सर, प्रेसिडेंट सर कॉल पे थे, सो थोड़ा सा एक बार रोकना पड़ा. आई एम रियली सॉरी. अच्छा, वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट बिल्डिंग UAE का compatible. आप you have to make the resumes, followed with let me go, leverage professional networks. I told you about it. If you are in UAE, please use professional network. I have seen members who come in, and because of the membership fees of the chapters or associations, they do not connect with those chapters. Please do not do that, because at the end it is more of an investment. Don't consider these expenses as expenses. Consider that as investments for yourself. If you are in UAE, if you are sitting in India, obviously these networks will not help you. Only in local market when you are here, then it helps you. And as I told you, last thing is, please understand normal local culture nuances, because that is more important in terms of getting a job. Thank you very much. Any questions? I am ready to give you. Deepak ji, please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have some specific questions and general questions. So I will start from the specific questions. Any IFRS qualification recommendations?
Any
IFRS qualification
recommendations? Okay, so two things on it. One, obviously, as a chapter, not as a chapter, as ICI, we are having a IFRS certification course. You can go through that IFRS certification course. That is really beautiful. And once you do that, then obviously when you are here and you go for those certification, the 3 papers which we are talking about, you will be able to crack it. So IFRS certification course you can do it, or you can do through any other body which does which cater to IFRS. But I guess if you want to stick to ICI, we have a certification course in ICI that will also help you.
Sir. Any ACCA is partnered with Ministry of Economy in UAE for fellowship of UAE. What steps have taken by ICI chapter in this regard?
Perfect. So ACCA, yes, they are partnered with UACA in terms of agreement or MOU. Similarly, we are also trying. So we are also discussing with obviously the Ministry of Economy here, Ministry of Finance here, what exactly is required. As I said, 2-3 things which is stopping to get a direct recognition is, in India, we are Ind AS, we are following Ind AS. They need IFRS, which obviously is a gap in terms of knowledge or stuff. Second is obviously your local legislation. ACCA has, since ACCA is working out of multiple locations, they have local legislation, local paper also for examinations. We still have in our curriculum is our India oriented taxes. We don't have a tax paper which is only specific to local UAE laws, and that is why both these are the 2 reasons that we are not par with ACCA. But yes, we are working on it. If we are able to create those 2 parameters, break through it, obviously we can also be at par with ACCA. Right now, ACCA, yes, recognized for Indian Chartered Accountants, give these 3 papers and get equivalent to UAE Chartered Accountant.
One of the do we need a local compulsory to have your partner to start a new business in UAE?
New business in UAE. Okay, so good and bad thing. Earlier, yes, it was 51% local partner was required to start business, any kind of a business. Now, I'll say 70%, 75% of the business activities have been allowed to have 100% foreign ownership. So you can start your business without any local partner, but still 25% of the regulated activities, you have to have a local partner. That is required. Next thing, about audit. If you want to get into a practice, an audit firm, yes, you need a local partner. Minimum 25% stake they will control, 75% you can control it, and now you also have a signing authority as well. So you have to have a local partner, but the exposure is very limited now in terms of practice. In terms of business, 100% you can own. For 75% of the activities, regulated activities, still a local partner with 51% is required. So both yes and no.
Next is the thanks LRS. Which are other options of making remittances to UAE for business purposes?
For various purposes. Sir, दो ही route है, and it's not about UAE. Anywhere in the world, if you want to send the money, either you take the ODI route or LRS route. LRS for individual transfers, ODI for your corporate transfers or corporate setups. These are the only routes, and it is not only between India and UAE. It is between India and any other country. RBI आपको लगेगा LRS और ODI.
Could we do online exam of AAA?
EAAA examinations are online or not, I have to check, my dear friend. It's not on my tips right now. I can check and come back to you. Most likely it's available online, but what is the mechanism? I have to look into it. It's not on my tips, fingertips.
So many of the participants are asking for the outsourcing work in UAE. Can you give
What is that?
outsourcing work?
Outsourcing work from UAE, not that prevalent, my dear friends. It looks lucrative that yes, UAE से outsource करके India ले जाते हैं, but I have not seen that kind of a push from across any of the sectors. Reason being, the cost factor is not that lucrative in terms of US versus India and UAE versus to India. So US to India, you still have that rate arbitrage. Here it is not that much because of too much supply. I can say huge supply coming into UAE market is something which is not making making outsourcing very lucrative here. So yes, I can see an opportunity, but I have not seen that kind of a push in the market.
Sir, these are all things we would like to conclude the session.
Sure.
I think, do not have any chairman, vice chairman with us. So, thank you so much, sir. We would all enlightened by your wisdom word, and I think all the participants will definitely have some benefit from your words. And it is our privilege to have you with us. And thank you so much once again, sir. So
Thank
by
you.
this, with thanks to all the participants who joined us from different cities and all these both these speakers. Thank you so much. We will conclude by now. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
CB committee would like to thank both and Deepak sir for an amazing session, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Bhargav, we can end it here. Yeah, thank you.